Be still. My child, I am here. Be still, my child. You don't need to fight the storm on your own. I'm here. I'm handling what you cannot. The impossible is in my hands. I've watched you try to hold everything together. I've seen you smile through pain. I've seen the tears you never let fall. And no, I never looked away. You think you're alone in this storm, but the same voice that calmed the raging sea is now speaking peace to your soul. Let the waves settle. Let the wind fall silent. I'm not just beside you, I'm within you. I know what the nights have been like. I know the thoughts that won't stop spinning. I know the ache behind your tired eyes. You lie there thinking, will I ever feel okay again? But hear me. Tonight, I want you to rest. Not because the storm has ended, but because I'm in the boat with you. You see, peace doesn't come from resolution. It comes from presence. My presence. You've searched for peace in people, in distractions, in plans that didn't last. But real peace isn't found in what surrounds you. It's found in me. So let go. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the fear that whispers, you have to figure this out. You don't. You don't have to understand. You don't have to control it. You just have to trust me. Just trust me. So breathe. Right now, in this moment, take a deep breath. That breath. That's me sustaining you. Feel your shoulders fall. Let your heart slow down. I'm not rushing you. I'm not disappointed in you. I'm not waiting for you to perform. I'm just here. And I'm not going anywhere. You're not alone in the dark. You are held. You are seen. You are safe. So be still, my child. And know this, I am God. I am with you. And I will never leave. My child, the world around you is loud. And I know it's exhausting. You live in a time when silence is rare. When your mind is constantly filled with noise, voices telling you who to be, what to do, how to think, and what you're worth. You hear the news, the opinions, the criticism, the commentary. You scroll for connection, but end up feeling more alone. You open your phone to relax, and leave feeling overwhelmed. You hear voices that shout, "You're not enough. You should be farther by now. Look at them. Why can't you be more like that? This is not the life I created for you." You were never meant to live in constant comparison. You were never meant to carry so many opinions at once. You weren't created to absorb the fears of the entire world before you even finish your morning coffee. You've been listening to the world more than you've been listening to me. That's why your heart feels scattered. That's why peace seems out of reach. You keep asking, God, why can't I hear you anymore? But beloved, I've been speaking. You've just been tuned to the wrong frequency. Your heart is like a radio, and when it's surrounded by static, my voice gets drowned out. The static comes from endless noise, the pressure to perform, the fear of missing out, the need to be seen, the fear of being forgotten. You weren't built for this much input. You were built for intimacy. You were made to hear me. But I don't yell to compete with the noise. I whisper because I'm near. I whisper truth into your soul, but only when you pause long enough to listen. I'm not in the chaos. I'm not in the arguments. I'm not in the scrolling. I'm not in the comparison. I'm in the quiet. I'm in the breath. I'm in the stillness where your soul finally rests. You've trained yourself to wake up to noise. notifications, news, negativity. But Khan, I want to retrain your heart to wake up to me. Before the world floods in, invite me into your morning. Before you ask the world who you should be, let me remind you who you already are. You are mine. You are chosen. You are enough. You are loved. Let me be the first voice you hear each day. Let me be the truth that anchors your thoughts. Let me silence the lies that have lingered far too long. But first you must come away. You must choose to step back. You must value the silence again. You can't hear my whisper if you're only chasing noise. And I know silence feels uncomfortable at first. You've been conditioned to fill every gap with sound. Music, podcasts, messages, distractions. But silence isn't absence. Silence is space. It's room for me to enter. It's room for your soul to breathe. Remember, Elijah, he expected me to speak through fire, or earthquake, or wind. But I didn't. I came in a still, small voice. And I still come like that. I won't always show up in the dramatic. Sometimes I'll meet you in the quiet moment. When your phone is down, your thoughts are still, and your heart is open. This is where I heal. This is where I realign your mind. This is where I remove the voices that don't belong. Let me speak over you now. Let me say what they won't say. Let me pour truth where lies once lived. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are growing. You are learning to slow down in a world that demands you speed up. You are choosing peace in a culture addicted to chaos. You are coming back to me, and that pleases me more than you know. The enemy wants your mind cluttered because a cluttered mind forgets truth. But when your mind is clear, my word takes root. When your spirit is still, my voice becomes unmistakable. Sokon, turn the noise down. Turn down the fear. Turn down the panic. Turn down the guilt. Turn down the expectations. Come and be with me, just for a moment. Let it be quiet. Let it be sacred. Even now, as you listen to my words, feel your heart slow down. Your breath becomes deeper. Your thoughts begin to settle. This is the space where I move. This is the atmosphere where I heal. This is where you remember, I am God, and I am here. You don't need to search for answers in every headline. You don't need to chase every voice that promises clarity. You need only one voice. Mine. And I will lead you. I will speak peace into your confusion. I will show you the next step. Even if I don't reveal the whole path. I don't need you to figure it all out. I just want you to trust me with the next breath. Let me carry what you were never meant to hold. Let me fight the battles you were never meant to face alone. Let go of the noise. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the obsession with knowing everything. Come and rest in knowing me. You've heard the world. Now, hear me? I love you. I am not far. I am not silent. You are not alone. Silence the noise, my child. And listen. I see what no one else sees. The pain that lives behind your smile. The thoughts you don't say out loud. The silent wounds that never seem to heal. You've been carrying more than anyone knows. And still, you keep showing up. Still, you keep pretending you're fine. But inside, you're tired. Not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, completely. You've reached a place where you feel numb. where even joy feels out of reach. You've tried to pray, but the words didn't come. You've tried to cry, but you've already run dry. And in those moments, you've wondered, God, where are you? I was right there. I never left. I've been sitting beside you in the silence, holding space for your pain, listening to the things you didn't know how to say. You've walked through disappointment that no one noticed. You've battled guilt no one ever asked about. You've wrestled with thoughts that made you question your worth. But I never once questioned my love for you. I don't see you as broken beyond repair. I see you as someone I can restore. Someone worth saving. Someone worth healing. Someone worth loving right now, just as you are. Let me tell you about someone who once felt like you. She had been through heartbreak after heartbreak. She believed she had nothing left. Until one night, in complete surrender, she whispered a quiet prayer. God, I don't know what to say, but I need you. That was all it took. I heard her, and I came close. Not with condemnation, but with compassion. Not with distance, but with deliverance. I do the same for you. I'm not asking you to fix everything. I'm asking you to bring everything to me. Your fear, your regret, your exhaustion, your doubt. I heal what no one else can reach. That pain buried so deep it doesn't even have a name. I can reach that. The wound you've learned to live with, I can heal that. The memory you avoid, I can redeem that. You are not too damaged. You are not too complicated. You are not too far gone. You are mine. I created your heart, and I know how to restore it. Let me into the places you've locked away. Let me into the parts you thought were too messy for me. Because the truth is, those are the parts I most want to touch. I want to make beauty from your ashes. I want to show you that nothing is wasted, not even your pain. You've believed the lie that you have to be strong all the time. That vulnerability means weakness. But in my kingdom, your weakness is where my strength shows up the strongest. I never asked you to hold it all together. I only asked you to hold on to me. So breathe. Right here. In this moment, just breathe. Feel your lungs fill. That's me sustaining you. Feel your chest rise. That's me, holding you up when you thought you'd collapse. You are still here. And that means there's still hope. There's still purpose. There's still healing. Even if others have walked away, I won't. Even if people have forgotten your pain, I haven't. Even if you've given up on yourself, I never will. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are loved fully. You are seen completely. You are safe eternally. Let me wash over you with peace. Let me pour mercy into your wounds. Let me lift the shame you've carried for too long. I'm not waiting for a better version of you. I want you now, just as you are. Tired, hurt, uncertain. I heal what no one sees. And I do it gently, tenderly, perfectly. So come. Let your guard down. Let your tears fall. Let your soul exhale. You don't have to pretend with me. I already know. And I still love you more than words could ever express. Your scars don't scare me. Your story doesn't disqualify you. Your silence doesn't push me away. I will turn your mourning into dancing. I will give you beauty for the broken places. I will take the pieces and make them whole again. You are not what you've been through. You are not what they did to you. You are not what the enemy says about you. You are mine. And I heal what no one else sees. My child, you've heard many voices in your life. Some built you up, others tore you down. But I want you to hear mine clearly, unmistakably. You are mine, not theirs, not the world's, not the voice of shame. You belong to me. I created you with intention. I formed you in love. You are not a mistake. You are not a burden. You are not broken beyond repair. You are my beloved. You are my child. And you are covered by my hand. But I know it hasn't always felt that way. You've looked into the mirrors. This world offers the ones fogged by opinion, distorted by fear. You've stared into them, trying to find your worth. And what you saw didn't feel good enough. You saw comparison. You saw flaws. You saw failure. You saw less than. But those mirrors lie. They don't reflect your true image. They show you through the eyes of pressure, pain, and imperfection. They magnify your scars, but blur your beauty. Let me show you a better reflection. A clear mirror. Not the one the world hands you, but the one I hold up to your soul. When you look into my mirror, you don't see failure. You see purpose. You see resilience. You see strength refined by fire. Grace covering every crack. A masterpiece in progress. You've been searching for identity in places that can't define you. Social media. Achievements. People who never truly saw your heart. But your identity isn't something you earn. It's something I gave you from the beginning. You are mine. And that truth is unshakable. Yes, you've wandered. Yes, you've gotten lost in the noise. But even then, especially then, I never let go of your name. You've walked through life like a traveler without a map, listening to directions from every voice but mine. And it's left you feeling lost, confused, adrift. But now I'm handing you something sacred. A compass from heaven, not made of metal, but of truth. It doesn't point north. It points to me. Because your direction is not found in people's opinions. It's found in my word. Your value doesn't shift with their approval. It's anchored in my love. You are not what they say about you. You are not the mistake you made. You are not the failure you fear. You are not the one left behind. You are not the one who's too late. You are who I say you are, called, redeemed, protected, known, chosen. You've spent too long letting the world name you. Now, let me remind you of your true name. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not second place. You are mine. And I don't change my mind. The world defines you by your performance, but I define you by my presence. They remember your mistakes, but I remember your heart. They label you by what went wrong. I name you by what I've made right. So stop chasing their approval. Stop shrinking to fit their expectations. Stop silencing yourself so others feel comfortable. You don't need to earn your place. You already have it with me. You belong here. You belong in my presence. You belong in my arms. You belong in your purpose. So lift your eyes. Straighten your shoulders. Stand in the identity I've spoken over you since the beginning of time. You are not an accident. You are not unworthy. You are not too far gone. You are mine. And because you are mine, you are safe. You are seen. You are sealed with love that does not fade. Let my voice be the loudest. Let my truth be the strongest. Let my words become your mirror. When they say you're not enough, remember, I say you are. When they try to define you, come back to what I've already spoken. When you forget who you are, return to me. Because I will never forget. Not for a moment. Not even in your silence. Not even in your struggle. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the product of my faithfulness. You are mine. And nothing can change that. My child, I know the fire has been intense. There have been moments where you felt surrounded by flames, burned by betrayal, scorched by grief, wounded by silence. You've walked through seasons where everything seemed to fall apart. You've lost people you loved. You've watched doors close when you had nothing left behind you. You've stood in the middle of storms and wondered if you'd survive the next wave. I saw you when your hands trembled from holding on too long. I heard you when your prayers turned into sighs. I watched as your strength cracked beneath the weight of disappointment. And I never turned away. You thought those seasons were destroying you, but they were shaping you. Because you are not being broken. You are being forged. There is a difference. To break something is to ruin it. To forge something is to strengthen it. To prepare it. To form it for a purpose greater than before. Think of steel raw, unformed, ordinary on its own. But once placed in the fire, once hammered, shaped, refined under pressure, it becomes a weapon, a sword, precise, resilient, strong. That's what I'm doing in you. You are the steel. The flame is your trial. The hammer is the hardship. And I am the blacksmith. I'm not here to harm you. I'm here to strengthen you, to remove what doesn't belong, to sharpen what was once dull, to reveal the warrior that was always there hidden beneath the surface. Yes, the fire hurts. Yes, the process feels unbearable. But every swing, every spark, every tear has meaning. Your pain is not wasted. Your tears are not forgotten. Your scars are not signs of failure. They're signs that you didn't quit, that you stood when others fled, that you kept going when others gave up, that you trusted me even when you didn't understand. I know what it feels like to be alone, to be misunderstood, to be crushed under the weight of expectations and fear. But I also know what it means to rise again. And that same resurrection power lives in you. So don't despise the fire. Don't run from the pain. Lean into it because I am in it. I do. My best work in the furnace. I do. My deepest healing in the valley. I do. My strongest building in the storm. You prayed for strength. This is how it's formed. You prayed for clarity. This is where it's refined. You prayed for purpose. This is how it's revealed. You thought the fire was a punishment, but it's a preparation. You thought the loss was the end, but it was the clearing for something greater. You thought your heart would never beat the same again, but I'm giving it a new rhythm, stronger, steadier, spirit-led. I know you don't like this part. The crushing, the refining, the silent nights with no answers. But hear me clearly. Your pain is not pointless. It is the raw material of your rebirth. Like gold tested in the fire, you are being purified. Like a sword pulled from the flame, you are being shaped for glory. You are not the same person who first walked into the fire. You've changed. You've grown. You've become someone who walks not in fear, but in faith. You don't flinch like you used to. You don't doubt like you did. There's a fire in your spirit now. But this one doesn't burn you. It fuels you. This is what the world can't see. The battle behind your eyes. The courage beneath your silence. The endurance in your everyday. But I see it. And I'm proud of you. Yes, I said that I'm proud of you. You didn't give up when it was easier to walk away. You didn't let bitterness take root when you had every excuse. You didn't harden your heart. You chose to keep it soft, even while it was breaking. And now, the fire has done its work. You're still standing. And you're not the same. You are stronger. You are deeper. You are wiser. You are more dangerous to darkness than ever before. You've been forged in fire, but you've been formed for glory. What's ahead of you is greater than what's behind. The pain didn't disqualify you, it prepared you. So take this moment and breathe again. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the strength rising. Feel your feet grounding again in the truth. You are mine. You were never alone. You are not what you've lost. You are what I am building. And what I build cannot be shaken. So walk forward with courage. Not because the fire is over, but because you've been through it, and you've been transformed by it. You've been hurt not just by circumstance, but by people who knew where to strike. They didn't just leave. They left loudly. With rumors, with half-truths, with silence that screamed louder than words. They didn't just turn their backs. They looked over their shoulders to make sure the damage stuck. And it did. You felt it. Every word, every omission, every cold shoulder, every celebration of your lowest point. You asked me, God, how could they do this? And deeper still, why didn't you stop it? But now, you're about to see the answer. They tried to take your peace. I gave you power. They tried to steal your name. I carved your identity into eternity. They ripped the robe from your shoulders. I handed you armor forged in heaven. Because the truth is, they could only take what was temporary. But what I've placed inside you, eternal, untouchable, non negociable. They came after your confidence. But I raised your capacity. They came for your voice. But I sharpened your sword. They thought they were pushing you down. But I was pulling you deeper. Deeper into trust. Deeper into clarity. Deeper into the kind of faith you can't fake when your world falls apart. You thought it was a setback. I was setting you apart. Yes, you were broken. Yes, it shook you. But look again. What they tried to steal, I was strengthening the whole time. You don't carry shame anymore. You carry evidence. Evidence that you endured. Evidence that your heart still beats. Evidence. That fire doesn't scare you anymore, because you met me in the middle of the flame. I'm not interested in reviving what they killed. I'm interested in raising what they never saw coming. They thought they could destroy you with silence. But I've trained your ears to hear my voice, even in a whisper. They thought isolation would undo you. But I used it to rebuild you in secret. You cried on that floor. You begged for me to make it stop. But even while you were weeping, I was rebuilding your spine. That's why your walk is different now. It's not just you got stronger. It's that now you're carrying proof. Proof that betrayal didn't end you. That rumors didn't define you. That closed doors didn't disqualify you. You kept your head down. You stayed quiet. You didn't retaliate. You didn't curse them back. And heaven noticed. I noticed. Every time you wanted to explain yourself, but didn't. Every time you wanted to lash out, but prayed instead. Every time you wanted to quit, but chose to trust me. even when your heart was shattered. That wasn't weakness. That was warfare. That was you, learning to trust me, more than the need to be understood by people who were never assigned to your destiny. You are still standing, still chosen, still anointed, still mine. Don't let the pain distract you from the power. Don't forget who held you when no one else stayed. I didn't just protect you, I preserved you. So now what you walk forward. Not wounded, but armed. Not afraid, but commissioned. Let the ones who left watch you rise. Let the ones who tried to erase you witness what I write next. You owe them no response. Let your growth speak. Let your peace scream louder than your pain ever did. This is your moment of divine reversal. I am exalting you in the same place you were mocked. I am giving you double for the trouble. Honor for the shame. Power for the silence. You are not a victim. You are evidence of my justice. Let me say this clearly. What they tried to steal, I have made stronger than ever before. Your name, still sacred. Your faith, still fireproof. Your story, now laced with power. And the beautiful part, you don't have to pretend it didn't hurt. You just get to live proof that it didn't win. So dry your face. Adjust your crown. Tighten the armor. Pick up your pace. Because they didn't just underestimate you. They underestimated me. And I always finish what I start. You're not returning to who you were before the betrayal. You're stepping into someone far more dangerous to the enemy. Someone refined. Someone tested. Someone who doesn't flinch anymore when they say your name, because you finally know who called you first. And nothing, no slander, no loss, no betrayal can change that. You are mine. What they tried to steal, I strengthened. You've carried it long enough. The guilt, the shame, the silent replay of moments you wish you could undo. The nights you lay awake, tormented by memories that won't fade. I've seen the weight you drag from yesterday, the self-blame that echoes through your mind, the pain others forgot, but you never stopped reliving. I hear it in your silence. I feel it in your hesitation. I see it in your eyes when no one else is looking. You've been chained, not by iron, but by thoughts, by regrets, by words spoken over you, and by words you wish you could take back. But hear me clearly now, that ends today. I'm not here to remind you of your sin. I'm here to remove it. I'm not here to punish your past. I'm here to break its power. You are not what you did. You are not what they said. You are not the failure your mind keeps rehearsing. You are mine. And today, I'm breaking the chains of yesterday. I saw you in the dark when no one else noticed. I heard your voice when you whispered, "God, I'm tired. Please help me." I felt the tremble in your chest when you thought, "I don't know if I can keep living like this." And even then, before your lips moved, I sent angels. Before the words left your mouth, I surrounded you with grace. I heard you in the night. I saw your hidden tears. I sent help before you even asked. Because I knew the war was bigger than others could see. The thoughts that ambushed you. The fear that stalked your mind. The weight you carried so quietly while smiling in the daylight. But child, you were never alone. I was there in every breakdown, every relapse into fear, sin, or shame. I never walked away. And now I'm speaking directly to those chains, to the guilt that's crippled your confidence, to the trauma you buried, to the secret shame you prayed no one would discover. Let My people, go. Let go of the lie that says you're too dirty to be redeemed. Let go of the pain that's become familiar. Let go of the identity you built around brokenness. You are not broken beyond repair. You are becoming who I always saw. The addiction doesn't define you. The mistake doesn't name you. The affair doesn't cancel you. The depression doesn't own you. The failure doesn't finish you. I do. And I say you are free. Not someday. Not eventually. Now. I'm breaking generational cycles you didn't choose but lived through anyway. I'm cutting off agreements. You didn't know you made agreements with lies, fear, punishment, unworthiness. I'm rewriting your mental script. You will no longer be the prisoner of your past. You will no longer believe that you're too far gone. You will no longer live under a spiritual ceiling that I already tore open. The blood I shed was not partial. It didn't cover some sins. It covered all of them. I didn't die for the cleaned-up version of you. I died for the you who couldn't stop crying, who couldn't stop falling, who couldn't make sense of the darkness. And now, I rise to declare over you. Every chain is breaking. Chains of regret gone. Chains of condemnation snapped. Chains of secret shame shattered. Because who the sun sets free is free indeed. You don't have to feel it to believe it. You don't have to prove it to earn it. You only need to receive it. And I know you feel unworthy, but I've never asked for your worthiness. I asked for your yes. Say yes to freedom. Say yes to healing. Say yes to walking away from that old prison and never looking back. You've sat in that cell so long, you forgot. The door was already open. Walk out. There is no guard blocking your exit. Only the memory of what once held you. But memory has no power unless you surrender to it. So stand up. Lift your head. Put one foot in front of the other and come out of the grave. This is your resurrection moment. I'm not just healing your heart. I'm liberating your mind. No more overthinking. No more spiraling. No more believing the lie that you deserve the pain. You don't. You deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve joy. Not because you earned it, but because I paid for it. And now I give it to you freely. So breathe again. Feel the weight lift off your chest. Feel your mind clearing. Feel your spirit rising. You are no longer defined by yesterday. You are stepping into today with strength, with clarity, and with chains falling at your feet. This is not who you used to be. This is who you were always becoming. So, walk forward unashamed, unchained, unstoppable. Because I heard you in the night. I saw your silent tears. And before you even knew how to ask, I had already answered. My child, you were not just saved to be safe. You were saved to be sent. You weren't rescued to hide. You were healed to carry healing. You were lifted so you could reach down and lift others. I didn't pull you out of darkness so you could stay silent in the light. I chose you not just to survive, but to shine. Look at the ones I called in Scripture. Mary Magdalene possessed, rejected, misunderstood, but I cast out her demons and made her the first witness to my resurrection. Zacchaeus corrupt, greedy, hated by many, but I stepped into his house, and his heart changed in an instant. The woman at the well avoided by her community, burdened by shame, but I met her in her brokenness, spoke truth to her soul, and sent her back to the village with a voice louder than ever before. None of them were perfect. None of them had clean records. None of them were respected by society. But all of them were seen. All of them were chosen. All of them were sent. Just like you. You've looked at your story and seen too many mistakes. I look at your story and see a message. You've seen flaws. I see fire. You've said, I'm not qualified. But I say, you're exactly who I need. You are the one I will use to bring light into rooms filled with doubt, to speak life. Where silence has crushed hope, to be my hands, my voice, my presence to someone who feels forgotten. You are not just a recipient of grace. You are now a carrier of it. Let me show you what I can do through an ordinary heart willing to obey. Let me tell you a story. There was a man, not a preacher, not a prophet, just someone who knew me deeply, quiet, faithful, overlooked by most. One day, in a grocery store, he saw a young woman crying in the parking lot. People walked past her. No one stopped. But he did. He didn't know what to say. So he simply said, "You're not alone. Jesus loves you. And so do I." She broke. That night, she didn't take her life. That night, she opened a Bible. That night, she whispered, my name for the first time in years. One sentence. One moment. One ordinary person who chose to step in when others stepped around. That's all it takes. I don't need your platform. I want your obedience. I don't need your perfection. I want your yes. You are not too quiet. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are right on time, because I'm the one who set your path. You've asked, God, what is my purpose? Here it is. To love like I love. To walk where I send you. To speak when I prompt you. You were born to carry the light. To walk into dark places, not with fear, but with authority. Not with ego, but with compassion. You are my answer to someone else's silent prayer. You are the one I've chosen to speak healing into hearts that were on the edge of giving up. Your story? The one you thought disqualified you? That's the one I'm using. Your scars. They speak louder than sermons. Your struggle. It makes your voice credible. Your healing. It makes your presence powerful. So no more hiding. Don't bury the gift I gave you. Don't silence the truth I've planted inside of you. Don't underestimate what I can do through one bold step of obedience. There are people waiting on the other side of your yes. There are lives ready to change when you speak what I've placed in you. There are chains ready to break when you simply show up. You've been sent not in your own name, but in mine. So go. Go into your workplace with love. Go into your family with patience. Go into broken places with eyes that see beyond behavior into the wounded heart beneath. Be the one who stays. Be the one who forgives. Be the one who speaks when no one else will. You don't need a stage. You need surrender. You don't need influence. You need intimacy with me. And you have that. I've watched you grow. I've seen your tears. I've stood with you in the secret places while the world passed you by. And now, I'm calling you forward. No more disqualifying yourself. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. No more saying, God, send someone else. I am sending you. Because the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you. So walk in that truth. Carry that fire. Live like you were sent because you were. You were not just saved. You were sent. And the world is about to see what happens when My child walks boldly in their divine assignment. My child, you've waited. You've prayed. You've endured more than anyone knows. You've stayed faithful when it made no sense to keep believing. And now, the blessing is coming to your door. Not to someone else's address. Not delayed. Not denied. But to you, you didn't miss it. You weren't overlooked. You didn't fall too far behind. I've been preparing this moment for longer than you realize. And I'm not just blessing you spiritually, I'm blessing your house. Your health, your peace, your finances, your family. I'm touching it all. You've fought battles in secret. You've wept behind closed doors. You've held your faith together, like broken glass in your hands. But now the time has come. I'm sending miracles through your hallway. I'm stationing angels by your bed. I'm filling your rooms with my presence. This home will no longer echo with fear, but with praise. No more anxiety lingering in the air. No more sleepless nights filled with dread. No more cycles of financial famine and emotional depletion. Because I am stepping in, and where I dwell, there is provision. There is healing. There is abundance. The blessing I bring isn't partial. It isn't barely enough. It's overflowing, pressed down, shaken together, running over. But child, I won't force my way in. I'm knocking, and I'm waiting. Waiting for you to open the door, not just to me, but to the miracle I've been preparing behind the scenes. So now, I ask you, will you open it? Will you open the door of belief again? Will you open your hands and let go of fear? Will you open your mouth and speak? Faith louder than doubt, because when you move, even one step, you create space for heaven to enter. Step to the door, grasp the handle, and speak this out loud, I believe. I receive. I welcome your blessing into my life. Declare it. Don't whisper it. Shout it, if you must, because this blessing will not be quiet. You've been quiet long enough. You've tiptoed around your promises long enough. But now I'm telling you, it's time to speak like someone who knows who their Father is. Your declaration is the key. Your praise is the weapon. Your faith is the door. So, rise. Walk boldly to the threshold and step out. Stretch your hands to heaven. Stand in front of your home or wherever you are and declare, I welcome the presence of God here. This house is under divine protection. Every room belongs to the Lord. No fear. No sickness. No curse can stay. The blessing is coming. And it's not coming empty-handed. It's bringing healing for your mind. Restoration for your relationships. Provision for every need. Clarity for every decision. Peace where anxiety tried to settle in. I'm not just fixing what was broken. I'm building what was never there before. This blessing will change your household dynamic. It will shift the atmosphere. It will break every generational chain that once wrapped around your bloodline. Because when I bless completely. And this won't be a blessing that visits and leaves. It will reside. It will dwell. It will multiply. Your table will be full. Your home will become a sanctuary. Your children will walk in favor. Your future will no longer carry the scent of lack. But now listen carefully. You must walk in it. You must believe it. You must declare it with the confidence of someone who knows they've been chosen, covered, and commissioned. And when you do, watch what I do next. I will shake the iron doors that have tried to lock you in. The doors that held you back shattered. The doors of delay broken. the doors of fear unhinged. I'm not just nudging those doors open. I'm tearing them off their hinges. And not just for you, but for everyone who's watching. Everyone who doubted. Everyone who thought your story was over. They will see. They will see the power of a child who believed not just in the God who saves, but in the God who sends and provides. They will see what happens when someone opens the door in faith. So now, I ask again, will you open it? Because the blessing is not stuck in traffic. It's not trapped in delay. It's not hidden in mystery. It's knocking. Right now. It's at your door. So stand up. Walk forward. Raise your hands. Speak faith. Tear the chains. Open the door. And say it boldly. The blessing of God lives here now. Because it does. And it always will. Come home. That's all I'm asking. Not because you finally earned it. Not because you've figured everything out. But because you're mine. And I miss you. You've wandered far. You've carried pain longer than you had to. You've searched in places that never had what you needed. And the weight of it all? It shows in your spirit, in your silence, in the way you hesitate to believe again. But I haven't changed. My love hasn't lessened. My arms haven't closed. My voice hasn't stopped calling your name. Return to me, and I will restore you. No lectures. No condemnation. No list of what you did wrong. Only restoration. Like the father in the story of the prodigal son, I'm not waiting to scold you. I'm running to cover you. When you left, you thought I'd close the door behind you, but I left it wide open. I kept the porch light on. I watched the horizon. I whispered over your restless nights. I saw every place you tried to fit in, but didn't belong. Every compromise that drained you. Every habit that became a chain. Every voice that convinced you you had gone too far. But I never believed that. Because I know who you really are. You are still my child. You are still loved. You are still welcome here. You may have spent everything, your strength, your time, your trust, but what you haven't lost is your worth. The moment you turn around, I will meet you. Not with arms folded, but arms wide open. Not with shame, but with celebration. Yes, celebration. Because when one child returns, I throw a feast. When one soul comes home, heaven rejoices. You may expect punishment, but I'm preparing a party. You may think I'll make you work for forgiveness, but I've already paid the price in full. You see, restoration isn't about being put back together. It's about being reclaimed as mine. It's about me taking your ashes and exchanging them for beauty. It's about clothing you again with the robe of righteousness. Not because you earned it, but because you returned. Like the prodigal son, you may still be rehearsing your apology. You may be saying, I'm no longer worthy, but I'm not interested in your performance. I just want your heart. I don't need a perfect prayer. I don't need a grand entrance. I just need you to come. Because, child, no one is too far to return. Not the addict. Not the liar. Not the one who's given up on church. Not the one who failed publicly. Not the one who failed quietly. Not you. No one is too far. No one is too broken. No one is too far gone. Your distance never scared me. Your darkness never pushed me away. Your detours never made me change my mind about you. I was there when you fell. I was there when you couldn't lift your head. I was there when you cried in secret, wondering if I still saw you. And my answer is still the same. Come home. You don't have to fix everything first. You don't have to get it together. You just have to say yes. I will clean what's been stained. I will restore what's been lost. I will redeem what was wasted. I will hold what feels shattered. You thought the story was over, but it's only just beginning again with me. This time, your steps won't be heavy with shame. They'll be fueled by grace. This time, you won't walk with your head down. You'll walk with purpose, with peace, with joy. You thought you'd never feel again. So return, not just with your body, but with your heart. Return with your honesty. Return with your wounds. Return with your hopes. Let me be the one who restores you. Let me wrap you in my robe. Let me bring you to the table again, not as a servant, but as a son, as a daughter, as family. You are not just forgiven. You are welcomed. You are not just tolerated. You are celebrated. So, shake off the lies. Shake off the guilt. Shake off the fear that says, it's too late. Because it's not too late. The door is still open. The table is still set. The invitation is still yours. Come back to me and watch what I rebuild, what I restore, what I resurrect. The robe is ready. The ring is waiting. The feast is being prepared. And all of heaven is standing, watching, hoping, cheering for you to come home. My child, if only you knew how powerful your mind is when it agrees with heaven. If only you understood how much fear has stolen from your future. Not because fear is stronger than faith, but because fear was allowed to speak louder. But not anymore. Today, I'm calling you to think higher and live braver. Because what I placed inside you was never meant to be caged by small thinking. You were not designed to crawl when I gave you wings. Yes, faith is like wings. And the harder you flap, the higher you rise. The more you exercise your belief, the more momentum you build, the bolder you move, the more resistance turns into wind beneath you. But if you stay grounded by doubt, if you keep tying your spirit to fear, you will never see how far you were meant to soar. You've let fear whisper, "Don't get your hopes up. You've failed before. You're not qualified." But those words didn't come from me. I say with me, all things are possible. You are more than a conqueror. I go before you and prepare the way. So, which voice will you believe? You see, your mind is a battlefield. And every day, thoughts try to pull you lower. Lower into anxiety. Lower into self-preservation. Lower into what-ifs. But I didn't call you to live low. I called you higher. Set your mind on things above. I said, because that's where I am. That's where your destiny is drawn from. That's where your courage is fueled. You've been asking me for breakthrough, but I've been waiting for a mind that's ready to carry it. Fear tells you to shrink. Faith tells you to stretch. Fear says, it's too risky. Faith says, if God said it, it's already done. So today, I invite you to break the pattern. Don't just pray big. Think big. Don't just worship loudly. Believe deeply. Don't just hope vaguely, decide boldly. And here's where it gets real. I'm asking you to say it out loud. Say it like you mean it. Say it like heaven's listening. Say it like hell is trembling. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Say this, I choose to believe in the impossible. Because my Father is the God of all possibility. Say it again. Say it until your doubt is offended. Say it until your spirit catches fire. Say it until every fear that once felt familiar starts to feel foreign. Because from this day forward, you are not living according to what's probable, but what's promised. Yes, I gave you dreams. Yes, I placed visions in your heart that scare you when you think about them. Good. Because if your dream doesn't require me, it's too small. Faith was never meant to feel safe. Faith was meant to move mountains. You were never meant to walk in circles when you were called to take territory. You've settled for stability, but I'm calling you into legacy. You've chosen comfort, but I've marked you for conquest. So get uncomfortable. Step beyond the borders that fear built. Tear down the fences of hesitation. Walk with that crazy kind of confidence that makes others wonder what you know. Because what you know is who walks with you. And I walk with you, child. Every step, every risk, every time you say yes when it would have been easier to stay hidden, I'm there. And every time you say, Lord, I believe you can do this, I send angels ahead of you. I move things you can't see. I align people you haven't met. I open doors you never even knew were locked. But I respond to faith, not fear. So today, it's time to upgrade your thinking. You are not weak. You are not disqualified. You are not foolish for believing big. You are mine. And because you are mine, you are destined for more. So think higher. Speak bolder. Walk freer. Pray deeper. Love louder. Believe faster. Because the life I've planned for you is far too great to live in fear. Don't clip your wings just because others are afraid to fly. Don't apologize for having mountain-moving faith in a valley-minded world. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to shift atmospheres, to carry light, to bring change. So let's seal this moment. Take a breath. Stand tall. Place your hand over your heart and say it with conviction. I choose to believe in the impossible because my Father is the God who does the impossible. Say it again tomorrow. Say it again when fear knocks. Say it again when the dream feels distant. Because each time you speak it, you're lifting off the ground. And the higher you go, the clearer you'll see what was waiting for you all along. You are no longer a prisoner to low thinking. You are no longer bound to fear-based living. You are free to believe, to rise, to fly. This is it. The moment everything begins to turn. Not because the past has vanished. Not because everything is perfect. But because you are choosing to begin again. You're standing at the edge of a new chapter, not one written by fear, but by faith. Not driven by regret, but by redemption. You've been through so much. You've cried through quiet nights. You've asked me more than once, is this where my story ends? And my answer has never changed. No. This is where it begins. You are not a victim of your past. You are not just the sum of what you've lost. You are not who others said you were in your weakest season. You are the one I've chosen. The one I've built in secret. The one I've led through fire not to destroy you, but to define you. You are the one I'm sending back out healed, sharpened, unafraid. So hear me, child. This is where it turns. This is the moment where you stop shrinking and start shining. Where you stop surviving and start living. Not just existing, but living on purpose. You are not stumbling anymore. You're stepping into something holy. You are not wandering anymore. You're walking with wisdom. Because I'm not just restoring your joy. I'm rebuilding your identity. From this day forward, you will remember. You were not abandoned. You were anchored. You were not overlooked. You were overshadowed by grace. And this shift, this holy reset is not happening because you were good enough. No. It's happening because I love you enough. You don't have to earn this new beginning. You just have to walk into it. And I'm walking with you every step. So let's make it tangible. Let's turn this turning point into a habit of healing. Here's what I want you to do each morning. Simple. Sacred. Strong. Light a candle. Not for ritual. Not for religion. But as a symbol, that light always wins. Let the flame remind you. You carry light. You bring warmth. You are a reflection of heaven on earth. Then open your Bible. Even if it's just one verse. Let me speak first. Let my word shape your thoughts before the world does, because what fills your mind will shape your day. And finally, praise. Not because life is perfect, but because I'm worthy. Not because you feel strong, but because your song brings strength. Sing, even if it's quiet. Worship, even when you're weary. Speak my name, even when your heart still aches. Because joy will return. Not in a flood, sometimes in a whisper, but it will return. And when it does, it won't just visit. It will dwell. You will find yourself smiling again, not because everything is easy, but because peace is finally permanent. You will laugh again, and it won't be forced. It will be full, because it's flowing from a healed place. You'll walk differently, not with heaviness, but with hope. Not with fear, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with destiny. This is the moment where trauma loses its hold, and purpose takes its place, where fear loses its voice, and faith speaks louder, where shame is silenced, and identity is restored. This is not the end of the story. It's the chapter you'll remember forever. The moment you turned the page and discovered who you really are in me. So go ahead. Breathe deeper. Smile wider. Stand taller. You've been down long enough. You've been hesitant long enough. You've waited long enough. This is where it turns. Not because your past is forgotten, but because your future is now unshakable. Not because you were perfect, but because my grace is greater. You are my child. You are my vessel. You are my message to the world that redemption is real. And from this day forward, your life will prove it. So light the candle. Read the word. Lift your voice. Walk boldly. Because you're not just entering a new chapter. You're stepping into a new story written by me. For you. With purpose. With beauty. With joy. That cannot be stolen. This is where it turns. And it starts. Now. You've heard my voice. You've felt my presence. You've received my promises. And now it's time to respond. Because my love is not just for hearing. It's for declaring. Faith doesn't stay silent. It speaks. It proclaims. It moves mountains. So, wherever you are, in your living room, in your car, in a quiet room, or on your knees, I'm inviting you to rise. Stand up. Yes, right now. Shake off the weight. Lift your eyes. Raise your hands. This is not just the end of a message. This is the beginning of a new mindset, a new season, a new declaration. It's time to say it with your mouth, to confess it with your heart, to proclaim it into your atmosphere. Say this out loud. I am a beloved child of God. Again, louder. I am a beloved child of God. Let it shake the walls. Let it silence the lies. Let it wake your faith from its slumber. Say this. His blessing is overflowing in my home. There is peace in my mind. There is healing in my body. There is joy in my spirit. There is power in my words. Say this like you're done living small. Nothing is impossible with God. Not your past. Not your diagnosis. Not your bank account. Not your broken relationships. Nothing is impossible. Let faith rise. Let hope awaken. Let your future hear your voice. You're not just a listener. You are a speaker. A declarar. A kingdom voice. In a world full of fear. You carry something holy. You carry something eternal. You carry something that breaks darkness when you speak. So now this is your moment. This is your turning point. Not a whisper of belief, but a roar of declaration. Say it now. I believe in the name of Jesus. I believe in His promises over my life. I believe that I am forgiven, redeemed, and chosen. I believe that today is not just another day. It is the beginning of breakthrough. Say it for your future. I believe that my best days are ahead. Say it for your family. I believe that my household is covered. Say it for your heart. I believe I am fully loved, fully known, and fully accepted by God. Say it for your destiny. I will not be silent. I will not be defeated. I will not go back. I am called. I am ready. I am rising. And now raise your hands. Yes. Physically. Right where you are. Lift them high. Feel the weight of this moment. Feel the freedom. Feel the breakthrough. Feel my presence resting on you. Now say this with all your soul. God's love is not just for hearing. It is for responding. Say it again. I will respond with faith. I will respond with praise. I will respond with obedience. I will respond with boldness. This is not hype. This is holy. This is heaven hearing earth. This is angels moving on your behalf. This is darkness, trembling because you decided to speak. You're not going back to silence. You're not going back to fear. You're not going back to playing small. You're moving forward. You're standing taller. You're loving deeper. You're dreaming bigger. And as you speak, I'm already moving. I'm sending resources. I'm restoring timelines. I'm releasing favor. Your faith has activated my hand. So, keep saying it. Every day. Every morning. Light the candle. Read the word. Lift your voice. Say it even when you feel weak. Say it even when nothing looks different yet. Say it because words create worlds. Say it because faith responds. Now, once more. Say this. Like your future depends on it, I believe. I believe. I believe you are not leaving this moment the same. Heaven has heard you. Hell has lost its grip on you. And the earth will never be the same because of what you carry. This is your sound. This is your moment. This is your faith, finally speaking. So walk out of this room like someone who knows. You are God's beloved. You are chosen. You are commissioned. You are blessed. And nothing will be impossible for you. Because now you believe.